Oof. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Um, Today is our group stage. Day two. There's gonna be round two and round three. So before we get into our games today, let's thank our sponsors first, as usual, which is BNB Chain, Biosyn, and Izumi Finance. All right, and that's it for the introduction. Now let's go straight into the games today. Let's see. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good match. Alright. We got Rocket Money with Rough Rock Pirate on the left side versus Pro NFT Games with Inferno Zen on the right side. It looks like Pro NFT is going for the aggro deck with a level 4 Sunder Inferno. So this is a level 2 to level 4 average aggro deck. And Rocket Money is running level 5 Gorilla. Let's see. Smuggler is also level 5. So, I believe this is a level 5 average deck. Okay, Pro NFT gets the most OP Inferno card, the Reaper of Despair. That's a well play by Pro NFT. It stops the Fat Rat Feast from gaining HP, and it also stops the Rat from gaining +1/+1. And the Fat Rat Feast is also level 5, so this is a very high bell bar tech. Mainly because the card levels are very high. So Rocket Money also played very well here. Used the usually level 5 exotics for as a shield for the level 5 gorilla. So it takes down the level 4 Reaper without losing any HP. So this is gonna be a big problem for Pro NFT right now. Pro NFT either has to deal with this or just go straight up damage mid row and see if he can take down Rocket Money H. Okay, so there is a level 4 Evil Flame. So that's 15 damage. So if Pro NFT draws another Evil Flame, that would be a win. Okay, but it looks like that's not the case. Alright, Rocket Money wins the first game. Alright, and let's check out their second game. So now we know Pro NFT is running the um I would say traditional aggro Inferno deck. Just a little bit different with the Master in Seclusion because he is also running Zen. It's a Inferno Zen deck. But for the Inferno part, also it's just like most of the Inferno deck. It's running Reaper of Despair, running Evil Flame, running all the spell cards. Why am I always on time? Because you got always be on time to check out all the games, Gotta check out all the good games. Well, you can still check out all the games after they finished, but you gotta be on time to check out those good games on live. Hello, hello there. Alright, that's a level 4 score breaker. It's decently leveled. Level 4 is pretty good, but it was taken down by a level 5 Night Assault. It's a little bit sad, I would say, but this Reaper of Despair is being very wellly played here. It stopped the red from being 2-6, so when it's only 1-5, Reaper can easily take down this red. If it's 2-6, the Reaper can take it down, and Reaper has to lose 2 HP. But now, since no HP was gained, the Reaper can take down the red by losing just 1 HP instead of losing 2 and cannot take it down. Okay, so Rocket Money kind of knew ProMFD might play Mastering Seclusion at the back or using a clean sweep. So he wanted his zoologist to be sweep back by either clean sweep or Mastering Seclusion. So that was a little bit well played by Rocket Money, I would say. So when's your game today? Okay, that's level 3 Infernal Butcher. I believe Rocket Money is running Portrait, but I don't know why we don't see any Portrait last game and this game. So it makes me question myself. That's a Sunburn Dragon. Classic Sunburn Dragon, level 5. Okay, that's a lot of HP. Is it level 5? Yes, it's level 5. Okay, and it's round 7, so there's 8 mana. And we already see the Sunburn Dragon, so Pro NFT kind of has to worry about the Sunburn Dragon. Can be played this turn. Alright, here we go. That's a portrait I'm talking about. Okay, so it looks like Rocket Money is going for the unlimited portrait. But this hexproof bloody facebreaker has trample, which makes it able to just damage through the portraits. So let's say if Rocket Money is lucky and spawns both piggies on the top row, it still gets penetrated through. So he decided to play Sunburn Dragon here, but the Pro MP just lucky draws that Evil Flame and play at the middle. And Rocket Money steadily also plays the Sunburn Dragon in the middle. So that was enough damage dealt to the Sunburn Dragon before it could even move. And that's another hexproof. Alright. Although Rocket Money could not deal with that phase breaker, there is no defense by Pro NFT for the mid row and bot row. So sadly, if Pro NFT had more HP, maybe he could have won the game, but That's not the case. Sadly, that's not the case. Yeah, Sunburn Dragon got burned. It got burned by the evil flame. So I guess kind of sunburned. Let's see. Any decent live games going on? Oh, Rocket Money's still playing. Let's just check out Rocket Money's second game. We Rocket Money fan now. Alright. This is very it looks very weird. The HP is 20, so it looks like Rocket Money tried to kill the flower and failed. That's why the attack is 32, but the HP is only 20. Because as you can see, the starting HP is 3 and the starting attack is 2. So usually the HP would be higher than the attack. But that's not the case here. So it looks like Rocket Money tried to take down the flower but failed. So I would say it's pretty hard to take it down. Yeah, it's pretty hard to take it down right now. 40 HP, I would say basically impossible. So right now, Rocket Money has to try and kill um 033 by dealing enough damage. I would say bottom row, or just play until the time is up because there is much more HP. Okay, the 64 attack, which pretty much did nothing. It only killed the piggy and healed Rocket Money up. So I would say it's quite obvious that Rocket Money's plan right now is just to play unlimited portraits and make sure that his HP is much higher and just wait until the last very round, and that's an auto win for Rocket Money. I believe they already finished one game, but I don't remember who won the first game. If it was Rocket Money, then it looks like Rocket Money is gonna 2-0 on this account, and he also 2-0 on the last account that we saw. Okay, burn a card and play 2 portraits and gain 2 portraits back to the hand. So using the classic unlimited portrait strategy right now. After a turn, Rocket Money has more HP than last turn. It's been everything is being under control by Rocket Money's piggies. Looking very good for Rocket Money right now. There's still a chance for 033 if he has holy punishment or something and just throws it top row and the flower can one-shot Rocket Money. But it looks like that's still not happening. So Rocket Money is not 100% win rate right now. There's still a chance that Rocket Money can lose the game. Alright, playing the Sunburn Dragon, try to finish it this turn. Team of Light was draw. Sadly, it was not an AoE, and 20 damage Sunburn Dragon was enough to deal that damage to finish the game this turn. So, oh, it wasn't Rocket Money's win during the first game, so it's 1-1 right now. It's a little bit sad that no AoE card was draw, but I'm not sure if Holy Punishment or Judgment Day, stuff like that, is in this 3.7k barrel power deck. But if those cards are in the deck, then it was a little bit unlucky. Otherwise, it would be 0-2 in this match. So game one is won by 0-33, and game two is by Rocket Money. This is their third game. All right. Probably a visual bug that we can't see the cards here. All right, two cards were changed by 033. All right, a bird, level 5 bird is being played. Rocket Money passed the first turn. We saw he had Burrowing Badger, so Rocket Money could have burned a card and play Burrowing Badger, but Rocket Money decided not to. I think that was a Fat Rat Feast. Yep, that was a Fat Rat Feast. So now the Scholar of Divination is being used as a shield in front of the bird, while also drawing a card at the end of bird every turn. So the 33 has one more card than Rocket Money at this turn. And the board is looking, I would say, pretty good for 033 right now. Alright, Rocket Money tries to take down the bird, which he successfully did. But 033's plan was to make sure his flower doesn't die, and that was also achieved by 033. So both of them got what they want last turn. Rocket Money wanted to take down the bird, so he did. And 033 wanted to put down a flower and make sure he doesn't get any damage, which also happened. So I would say this is a key turn. The key turn for this game. This is probably gonna decide how the game's gonna go. Alright, let's see, it's level 5 elephant. Level 5 elephant being played. And sadly, it was taken down right at the turn that it was played. So now the flower has 8 damage. We do see there's a magic storm. It's a level 5 magic storm in Rocket Money's hand, but that magic storm cannot take down the flower. So Rocket Money has to deal with the flower somehow. The best way to deal with the flower will of course be portrait, but we don't know if Rocket Money has portrait right now. It looks like Rocket Money don't have the portraits right now. It's a gorilla, a sunburned dragon, and a magic storm. Alright, the flower is now 16 attack. It's only 7 mana. It's only turn 6. So Rocket Money cannot play Sunburned Dragon yet. So he can only play Magic Storm and perhaps whatever just draw. And that's a Tyrant Warrior. But sadly, it killed Rocket Money's very own creature. And 033 is able to clear the board. It made the flower 18 HP, but that's still not able to tank one attack from the level 5 Sunburn Dragon. Sunburn Dragon does do 10 damage to the opposite row pre-strike, but that pre-strike damage doesn't hit the flower. So, but it does kill whatever creature that's playing in front of the flower. So, either AoE needs to be played, or a creature that has hexproof or shroud needs to be played, or anything that's above 10 HP needs to be played. Okay. So somehow the Centurion is being played, and that That was a little bit weird. I would say that was a little bit weird. If the Centurion was playing the mid row, then let's see. We don't see. Actually, no matter what level the Centurion was, if he was playing mid row or bottom row, that's free damage for 033. So it was a little bit weird that it was played at the top because no matter what, it would just get taken down by the Sunburn Dragon. So I believe that was a mistake. And yep, Rocket Money only has 5 HP. So if that Centurion was not played at top, then I believe that's a GG. But since it was being misplayed, so the game's still not finished yet. Okay? But it looks like the result would still be the same. That Centurion was not a major mistake in the end. So Rocket Money couldn't make it. Well, for round 2. Rocket Money is 4 points right now. He could still make it out of the group stage. Just couldn't make it a 2-1 comeback in this round 2. Let's see. Let's see if there's good games going on. Looks like check out the group 10s or maybe the group 20s. Like 10s are also finished, okay? Let's see. The last game and also a new deck by 𝙂𝙖𝙢𝙚. Oh, okay. Let's see. Angel and then the Snake legendary with -1 attack tree. Oh, that's in the FF. Only 2 cards left, 3 cards left. Okay, looks like not a very weird surrender. Alright. It's a 2-1 for 𝙂𝙖𝙢. The ranking 6 points. What a seat player. Alright. No live. No live. 17, there's a live. Alright, let's see. Basically 3K versus 3K. Well, none of them um are actually 3K, but both of them are very close. So it's 3K about power Inferno Frozen versus Rough Rock Zen. Interesting. So this looks like aggro versus control. Or maybe not very control. Probably Zoo deck. Because it's Wolf Moon Priest is being put into the deck. Probably leaning towards creature. Or yeah, probably leaning towards creature. Maybe there are some buff cards, but probably mostly creatures. And level 4 Chomper Flower. Interesting. The flower is I would say not a very commonly see card. Not a very commonly played card by players. Is quite commonly played by the bots you see in the rank match, but not very common for actual players to use. So that's an interesting decision. So Market Eater needs to deal with top row this turn. Otherwise 14 damage is enough to take him down. Mountain power was burned somehow. It's a very, it's again a little bit weird. Maybe a mistake somehow. And the Chinese guy played a level 2 Ice Mountain. So the level 2 only has 21 HP compared to higher level Ice Mountains, but that's still decent amount of HP. Also, the debut effect is also pretty good. It's a weaker version of the legendary Angel Lena's effect, but it's still pretty good. I believe this is a level 3. Yep, level 3 Sunburn Dragon. Alright, and it looks like the Ice Dragon is the stronger dragon here. The Frozen Dragon wins against the Rough Rock Dragon. Alright, and that's a 2-1. That was their last game. At the end, it was the victory of Frozen Dragon. Market Eater actually played Inferno Frozen with 200 battle power higher in their first game. But Market Eater lost the game and changed his deck and won the second game. So maybe things would have been different if Market Eater just plays Inferno Frozen all the way through, but since he won the second game, maybe he's right, but just a little bit unlucky at the third game. If the Summon Dragon was level 3, so if it was level 5, there would be 4 more attack. But I believe the Chinese guy had 5 HP left, so even if the Sunburn Dragon was level 5, that was still not a victory, so it's not a defeat because of card level was it was a 100% defeat. Let's see. Okay, game being laggy. Let's see. Well, we're looking for live games. Since I just DC'd, I gotta say, um, in this season, all right, live game. Let's check this out. Okay, it looks very intense right now. The boards are pretty much filled up by both sides, but it looks like um Ness has a better board than FX Captain. All right, Annabelle is behind the Ice Mountain. This is a very good positioning. And after this round's battle, FX Captain pretty much lost all the creatures that he had. Only had 2 left, with 2 newly summoned the Fat Rat by I think level 5 Fat Rat Feast. And portraits are being played here, but the HP is lower by a lot. So this portrait cannot go back to the hand. And 9 damage is gonna go straight to the face. Alright, and only 1 card can be played here. That's pretty much in FF. Not much FX Captain can do. Let's see. That's probably the last game for group 20s. So let's check out group 30s. Uh, 36, 37, 8, 9, 40. Okay, not 40s. All right, this looks barrel power looks fairly balanced. It's Barralos against Star Empire, Inferno Empire versus Vampire. Okay, we can see bamboo guards and portrait. So looks like this is Star Stack is about filling up the boards with bamboo guards and portraits. So leaning towards Zoo deck. And Barrelos is Lilith is being run in the deck, so I would say it's pretty much aggro, but also um Barak is being run in the deck as well. So I would say the pre-strike effect of Barak is pretty good because it raises attack damage for all the creatures on board. So the farmer is probably summoned up by field defense. So it's kind of like a zoo deck with special buff and spell damage cards, I would say. Which is I would say an interesting way of building a deck. There's there's not much Infernal Empire decks, I believe. This is probably the very few Infernal Empire that are in the group stage. But we do see there's another one here, but the bell power difference is quite obvious. So maybe okay, both of them have 6 points. Let's see. Maastricht's first game is also against a low bell power deck, so we don't know how Maastricht's Infernal Empire is doing. But we do know Baralow's Infernal Empire is looking pretty strong. Oh my god. This is the first game. Still not finished. And it's Panthera again versus Embrace. Embrace is running the Rough Rock Pirate. So I believe portraits are being run because Rough Rock and Pirate is a very good race combo to run portraits. Because portraits the piggies give you HP, so it's very good for happy space and cards like the red. But Panthera is is already I would say the final form of the Empire Zen deck. It's pretty much fill up the board and then buff the cards up with Hymn of Light. And yes, as we can see, Hymn of Light was played. So that's 100% and FF for Embrace. The I would say the close to perfect scenario would be filling up the board um with all creatures that you can find, and then just play Hymn of Light. But that's still not the perfect scenario. The perfect scenario is you fill up the board and on whatever race you combo with Empire, let's say you combo it with Zen, the perfect scenario would be you have Caroline and legendary Zen cards like the Pixie, stuff like that on the board, and then you buff them up with Hymn of Light. That would be the most undefeatable perfect scenario. but usually you don't need the perfect scenario to win the game. Usually you just need Hymn of 𝙧 and a bunch of whatever creatures. Alright. I would say it's a little bit lucky for Panthera to play Caroline round 2 by burning field defense. So I would say it's pretty OP. And that's a level 3 Ivory Go. And that was easily taken down by the level 4 Deer Sage. So the only thing that the Ivory Girl did was summon a level 3 Mammoth. It wasn't a bad play because the Ivory Girl didn't just die and did nothing, but it also only summoned one Mammoth only. So it's just I would say the influence was just on an average 4 mana card. It wasn't it wasn't like a 4 mana card dishing out a 6 or 7 mana output because only one mammoth was summoned. And I believe I saw Hymn of Light being played by Panthera, which is very good because Caroline is on the field. And a Peach Festival is also being played. So there is a very good chance that Panthera runs or draws into another Hymn of Light. But Embrace also played Portrait. So since Embrace had more HP, that means the Portrait went back to his hand. So one of these 4 cards, one of them is Portrait. So Embrace has the option to play Portrait again here with 2 mana left. So maybe he can combo it with a Smuggler or something 3 mana if he decided to burn 1 card. And Panthera here is probably, I would say protecting this current line would probably be the best plan here because it does have hexproof. Okay. But it looks like Pansora is, okay, never mind. I was just going to say Pansora didn't want to protect the current line, but a reinforcement was played and a combo was also played. So the current line is pretty strong. It has 8 HP now, as well as 2 armor. So technically, that's 10 HP. You won? Sweet, sweet. Looks like you won today and yesterday. We can probably see you in the knockout stage, Uranus. Right? And Annabelle is being played here with a clean sweep. So that saves the Annabelle from being dying this turn. So Annabelle buff a Bamboo Guard and a Caroline. And if no AoE spell cards are being played by Embrace, such as Force Haunting on Annabelle, then Annabelle can buff again this turn, even if it dies, because the effect is pre-strike. Alright, but the Force Haunting is being played. Embrace doesn't want to see Annabelle buffing up all the creatures again this turn. But Panthera played the legendary angel Lena. That makes all Panthera's creatures get 1 free attack. Now Embrace HP is down to 17 while Panthera is at 43. That means Portrait is probably not the best solution here. But Embrace is kind of being forced to play Portrait again because he needs something to block in the mid row. Otherwise, Panthera's Caroline can just penetrate through. I would say the positioning of this gorilla is a little bit weird. Because if it was being played at the back, then maybe the piggy would be summoned in the front. And then there is a chance that the piggy can kill whatever creature in the front, and then the gorilla can hit the Caroline. So maybe play the portrait at the top row, and yeah, playing the portrait at the top row and play the gorilla um in the front. Those two plays are not a very good combo, I would say. If the portrait was being played in the middle or in the front, and then the gorilla is being played at the back, there is a good chance that Caroline's low HP can be much lower than right now, or maybe even dead by this turn. So Embrace is down to 7 HP, while Panthera still has 21. And a double strike, Caroline. There is 15 damage at the top row. And there's one more combo being played, so it's a triple strike Caroline here. And we see Embrace only play an elephant, so that's not enough damage top row. And Caroline's gonna hit 3 times. So after elephant, it's 22 damage to the face, so that's a win for Panthera. Alright, so that's a 2-0. Panthera beating up the seeded player. Alright, I'll check out the rankings. Embrace is not doing very well, only 3 points. Let's see. Embrace did 2-0 the first round, but got 0-2 by Panthera the second round. But there's still 3 more rounds, so maybe Embrace can be 12 points at the end. We don't know yet. Okay. Like the group 40s are Group 40's games are all finished. Okay, let's check out the Group 50s. Okay, maybe you just go straight to the 60s. Okay, it looks like even the 60s have finished. So maybe we got some times to check out. Yep, maybe we got times to check out some players that we are familiar with. Oh, there's actually one more live going on. Hippo and Provisor. Wow, that's a lot of level 4 endless lava. This is a lot of slime. This is probably the most slime I've ever seen. There's 7 slimes on the board by Hippo. Can Provisor deal with all the slimes? I would say the slime is a very good counting card for cards like Bamboo Guard. Because 6 HP is very hard to take down, but the Bamboo Guard only has 1 attack. Even if the Bamboo Guard has 0 attack, as long as it doesn't do any damage, the Endless Lava would not copy itself. But since it has 1 attack, so it damages the lava, and the lava just copies itself. which is gonna make the board look like this. Now, I would say it's a little bit awkward for Hippo because no cards can be played. The boards are being filled up. Some of the slimes are -1 attack, so maybe there's a chance for Provisor to come back here. There is a 3 damage top row and 1 damage mid row, so that's only 4 damage. And 2 damage bottom row, but the Bamboo Guard still has 1 HP, so technically there's only 1 damage that can be dealt to Provisor, and Reinforcement is being played here, as well as a level 2 Annabelle, and that makes enough HP for the creatures to block all the damage bot row. But new slimes are being summoned here, which is a 3/6 body. Yeah, floor is slime, but no lava. Okay. We do see Provisor has a lot of cards in his hand. So a Lonelier Girl with Hymn of Light is being played here. And I believe Hippo has a lot of creatures. So that's why he only played Silence spell card. And that was I think 2 or 1 mana, I believe. So he has 6 mana left. The only reason I can think of is because Hippo had all creatures in his hands. So the only spell card that he could have played was the Silence. And the Provider had the big Angelina. And it looks like Provider is gaining control of the quarterback right now. Or Hippo is just saving up all the creatures card that he have. We don't know yet. But I would say the field looks um a little bit better for Provisor right now, and that's a really well played by Provisor here. The small angel just takes down the let's see, level 3 Professor of Illusion. So there's no Phantom Bear being played. The small angel's debut effect is faster than the Illusion Professor. So no Phantom Bear was summoned. The Professor of Illusion just straight up dead. I think we should all predict a rare country as the champion on EsportsFi, and then talk to the potential champion before final. Then they can switch their flag just before the champion reveals. Then we can share the 500 USD ourselves. I would say that's that's a very good plan. I would say that's a very good plan, but I also think isn't that a little bit too obvious? Because if you have um a good amount of votes on a super rare country, and then whoever is into the final just suddenly change their flag into that rare country, I think that's very suspicious. I don't even need to actually see it happen. You know, just by imagination. You just think about it, and you'll probably think it's very suspicious. Alright, and we see Hippo does have all the very strong academia late game creatures, such as the Mind Control Legendary and the um Random Kill Golem. But that was a holy punishment? Yep, that was a holy punishment. The level 4 holy punishment. Oops, my bad. That looks like a straight up FF, and we just went out of the game. So it looks like Hippo could not steal. Actually, Provisor is the lower barrel power side, so it looks like Provisor is able to beat the higher barrel power. The difference is only 100, so maybe it's not that big. And let's see. Provisor is 4 points, and Hippo is also 4 points. So Provisor is actually stopping Hippo from gaining 6 points. But technically, Provisor should be 6 points. Oh, that's why it's only 4 points, because Provisor ran into Ulton Ice God first game. So Ulton is at 6 points right now. And Hippo did won the first game against Piano. But Piano won the 2-0 today, so that's Piano at 4 points. So Provisor, even though all three of them are at 4 points, Provisor already ran into Ulton, and Hippo and Piano haven't run into Ulton yet. So I would say even though all three of them are 4 points, Provisor is looking better here. So I would say Provisor should be the number 2 here, but the system just randomly puts everyone here. Actually, I think it's by the order that you gain the points. So Piano gained his 4 points faster than Hippo and Provisor. Alright, and let's see. Oh, Senta. I believe I saw Senta. But looks like Senta lost to Trogi even after switching his deck. So Trogi is doing pretty well here, beating up the champion of World Cup Tournament Season 1. Senta is only at 3 points, while Trogi is at 6 points. Is Trogi the new champion of World Cup Tournament Season 2? 2-0 and 2-0. Alright, I think this is a good game to watch. Let's check this out. Trogi versus Senta. Okay, so Frozen Zen, classic Tempo Priest with combo, and I believe there's Pitch Festival and Hexproof and Inyoung Seal, stuff like that, in Senta's deck. And for Trogi, it's looking like a mixture of control and aggro. There's creatures in the early games, to 2 to 4 manas. There's uh all three of these are creatures, and buff cards are also being run in the deck, so it's indeed a mixture. And Senta switch into 2 hexproof. I would say it's a little bit unlucky because you just need 1 hexproof. The stats buffing effect of hexproof is actually not very strong. You usually play this card just for applying hexproof to the creature. So playing multiple hexproof is not a very good choice. Well, it's still a good thing that you're buffing up your creature, but in terms of mana efficiency, it's not a very good thing to play too much of hexproof. And we can see Senta did burn 1 hexproof. So that's a very good choice, I would say, because you don't need a second one. But you do need the card draw effect of Peach Festival. Alright, but Mountain Power, Senta didn't want to play the Mountain Power. Senta thinks more cards would be better. So he decided to play 2 Peach Festival. And that did gave Senta 2 combo, but the Gorilla's 10 attack is too much for Senta. And there was no Inyoung Seal, so Senta's Tempo Priest could not drain HP from Trogi. That made Senta lost the first game. But Senta do have a second deck, and Senta switch into that deck. So let's see, it's Empire Zen. And since Welfare Missionary is being run in the deck, so I believe this is also a zoo deck, which is you just fill up the board and then buff up all the creatures. And Trogi is running the very new Season 1 card, the Selling Faith. It's also level 4, so Trogi bought 8 of these new cards. I would say that's a decent amount of investment for this World Cup tournament season 2. The level 4 effect is discard 3 cards as well as taking away 3 HP. I would say it's a very OP part for 5 mana. And it's still not level 5 yet, so Trogi wants more early game cards, so he switched the Selling Faith away. And Sentai's looking good here because he can play Long Ear Girl turn 2, and then if Long Ear Girl died, he can just play the 3 mana creature or Peach Festival, and if it doesn't die, he can play the Bamboo Forest or Caroline. So the options for Centaur are very good here. Pretty much every card is an option here. Betrogi draws Selling Faith and played it right away. That discarded all cards for Senta. So Senta has no cards right now and draws into a Long Ear Girl, while Chogi has all the cards and playing the Fanatic, and that's gonna take away one creature, which is the Bamboo Guard. And the Fanatic itself kill a Long Ear Girl. It does heritage to another Long Ear Girl, but since a Bamboo Guard and a Long Ear Girl was killed, so Soul Eater gained buff twice. And then Ice Field Roar being played here, even though there's no Ice Field or Frozen Block. And Senta actually drawed Hymn of Light, which is very good, I would say. It does deal, let's see, how many attacks? It's a level 4, so 3 damage for 3 creatures. That's 9 more attack to Trogi. And Senta Lucky draws Deer Sage, but that's sadly not enough to stop the damage by Trogi from the top row. If it was I would say if it was a clean sweep, then if Senta clean sweep the top row, then the games would be very close because there's 8 damage at the bottom, but even if it's clean sweep, Chogi can just play whatever sweep back into his hand again on the board. Unless Senta draw 2 clean sweep in a row, then Senta could have won the game. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but the odds are very low, so it's not very surprising to see Chogi winning the game. So it's Frozen Pirate. I believe there are a lot of Frozen decks being played this season. Frozen are not very commonly seen in Season 1. So maybe after all the buffs to the Frozen race, people start realizing that Frozen deck is maybe not as weak as people used to imagine. So people start running them this Season 2. And with the new Season 2 cards, maybe we can see more Frozen being played. And I would say that's it for today. It's been an hour, and before we end our stream, let's thank our sponsors as well, which is BNB Chain, Biozin, and Izumi Finance for sponsoring today's live streaming. And let's see. For next round of games, it would be on the 18th. So it would be 2 days later. So we will see you guys 2 days later for the final round of group stage. And that's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye.